Hello everyone, Ismail is here. Today we're going to learn Start Module 12, 12.1 Circles. Don't forget you can find all our lessons on my website alfarama.com. Now, let's start with the circles. This lesson is easy and let's say more you can enjoy with that lesson. Okay, just focus with me, understand the concept, everything will be easy to you. Now, let's start with A points. If a circle has a center, we know that ancient K is the center and radius R, then its equation is equal x minus h square plus y minus k square equal R to the power of 2. So you have to memorize this formula. This formula, it's easy. As you can see here, we know that this is a circle and the radius start from the center to anywhere. So this is a radius, or start from here to here. Also, this is a radius, or start from here to here. Also, this is the radius. So as you can see here, the radius is from the center to the end of the circle, which is half. So now if I ask you what is when I have the center, and let's say I have this line here, what we call this line here? So this line is called what? Diameter. What's the D letters? So what's the half? Okay, what's the half of the diameter? The half of the diameter is called radius. So as you can see here, the full, this one, we call it diameter. Okay. And the blue one, which is the half of diameter here, is the radius. Don't forget, because sometimes the question will give you the diameter, so don't confuse yourself. Diameter, or the radius, is the half of the diameter. Half of the diameter. Now, let's start with x and y. X and y in the equation represent the translation, which means represent how many are moving on x and how many are moving on y. So this is x and y, which means how many steps are moving on x, how many steps are moving on y. So this one can be my x and y. So as you can see, x and y also could be my radius. This is radius, this is radius. Also, this is the this is not radius, this one will be the hypotenuse. Okay, so now you can find, or let's say understand, x and y is the translation on x and y. Now let's start write the equation of circle. Now we know that the formula, we have to memorize it, I told you. Let's go back and look at again. X minus h, y minus k. Always h minus x, always minus k. So always here, h and k, always opposite sign. Also k, always opposite sign. Okay, for both of them, opposite sign, always opposite sign. If the question give you +1 for h, so h, it will be x minus 1 square. If k is, let's say, +2, so it will be y minus 2 square. So all of that plus the radius. Okay, always opposite sign, don't forget. Now, let's understand this lesson. Let's start with the first example. The circle with the center -3 and 2. Okay, it's saying center. Center means h and k. Now, and the radius is equal 4. So now let's try the formula. X minus h square plus y minus k square equal r square. Now let's substitute h. So x minus all, because -3, so it will be what? +3 plus y. This one is positive, so it will be -2 square, which is equal r. Radius is what? Is 4 square, 4 to the power of 2. So this is the radius, and using this, we can simplify more the 4. So what's the square root of 4? It's equal, sorry, the square root of 4 is equal 16. So my final answer will be y minus 2 square plus x plus 3 square, which is equal 16. So this is my final answer. Now, let's do the second equation. Circle. The circle with the center, it's given the center, so that's mean this is h and this one is k, and containing the points 2, 5. In this equation, I don't know r. What's r? I have to find r. But before I find r, let's substitute everything in the formula. So the formula, as I see here, I have -4 and -3. So the formula it should be x minus h to the power of 2 plus y minus k equal r squared. So now x minus h is positive, so it will be +4 to the power of 2 plus y +3 to the power of 2 equal r squared. So now, how can I use this point 2 and 5 to find the radius? This point here represent x and y. And I know that if I have r square, to remove the square, what I have to do? To square both of my side, right? So I have to square, that's just an example, x square, y square. So I have to square, so to remove the square. So it will be r equal square root, just an example, x plus y squared. This is just a fast example. Okay, let me do it here. Just an example. Hmm. Look to this one. So now I need to find what? I need to find r. I have x and y. Now let's substitute x and y here. Okay, let me do it here. R square equal x is equal to plus 4 to the power of 2 plus y is equal 5 plus 3. Now, some of you will ask me, teacher, where did you get 4, 2, and so 4? So as you can see, this is h, this is k, it's already we know them. Okay, this is h, this is k, which is opposite sign always. X is 2, and y is equal 5. So as you can see, x and y also is given. Now simplify everything. So r squared equal 2 plus 4 is equal 8. Sorry, 2 plus 4 is equal 6. 6 to the power of 2 plus 5 plus 3 is equal 8. 8 to the power of 2. Now simplify more. 6 to the power of 2 is equal 36 plus 81, 8 to the power of 2 is equal 64. Now add them together. Let me continue here. So r squared 36 plus 64, which is equal 100. Now, do the square root for both sides. How can I find r? So do square root here, so I can remove the square. So r is equal what? Square root of 100 is equal what? Is equal 10. So now 10, I have found r. I have now, the question said what? Write the equation of the circle. So now I have to write my equation. So now I have h, I have k, I have r. So now let me write my final. So it will be x plus 4 to the power of 2 plus y plus 3 to the power of 2 equal what? Equal 100. You can write 100, or let's say you can write 10 to the power of 2. Both of them are the same. But let's write it in 100, which is the simplest form. So this is how can I find the answer. Now, I will show you also I can use R to find my functions. Look to this one. Here, these are the steps that we did. So this is what I did. So this is my equation. Now the question is here. So this is the question. Note, we could also find the radius by plugging the point, okay, along with the center into the standard equation of the circle. Means the point that I have, I can plug them in the formula. Let me show you how. Look to this one. Let me remove that. So as you can see, it's similar to what I did. Look, so 2 minus 4 to the power of 2, 5 minus 3 to the power of 2. So all of that is equal what? Is equal r squared. Then you simplify this part, as I did here, then to complete r. So r is equal what? R squared is equal 100. Okay? I hope you understand this. Now, let's here are some questions. You can try to solve them by yourself. These questions, you already have the radius given. These two questions, you have the point. So this one is x, this one is y, this is h, this is k. So now we need to find r. Same thing here, x, y, h, k, then find r. And then write the equation. Now, let's graph the circle after writing the equation in a standard form. So, as you can see here, we need to write the equation after we writing it in a standard form. Look to this question. The question A, it's saying x squared plus y squared, okay, x squared plus y squared negative 10x plus 6y plus 30 is equal 0. So now I need to simplify or to solve this equation here. How can I solve this equation? If you look here to this equation, here I have x, here I have negative 10x, right? Here I have y squared. Here I have positive 6y. So now put the terms that they have same variables together. Means I have x squared. Okay, again, I have x squared and I have negative 10 squared. So put them together in one bracket, one big bracket. So x squared minus 10x, and always do plus a blank side. Okay, so this is the first one. Always you do this. Now, for the y, take y squared plus 6y, y squared plus 6y, also another big bracket. Okay, and leave an empty space here as you can see. Okay, plus always plus the empty space. Now, maybe you ask me, teacher, okay, what's happening with the plus 30? This plus 30, take it to the other side, so it will be negative 30, and put beside it two empty blank, as you can see here. It's what's the two empty blank here? Let me erase this one. Okay, what's the empty blank? The first empty blank here represent the blank, this one here. So the number that I put here, I should replace it here again. Same thing with the other one. So the number that I will get in the blue one here, okay, it should go also on the other side. So do you remember this way of solving a quadratic? Is it a complete square? Yes, this is a complete square. So prepare to complete the square on x and y. So how can I complete the square? You know that we need to find what? You know that the ax squared plus bx plus c. So I need to find c and add it for both sides. So first let's find c here, then we find c here, then we add it for both sides. So now let's start with the red one. So x squared, how can I find c? C is equal b squared over 4a. Always use this. It doesn't matter to use the other one. Now, 10 squared over a is equal what? 1. So 100 over 4, which is equal to 25. So now we have to write here 25. And here we have to write what? 25 for both sides. So now let's do the same thing for the other one. So the same thing here. So c equal b squared over 4a. b is 6 squared over 4a is equal 1. 6 squared is equal 36 over 4, which is equal 9. So now I have to add 9 here, and I have to add 9 here. So as you can see here, after I add all of this, so this is after I complete the square. So x squared minus 10x plus 25. So this is the first equation. Now y squared plus 6y plus 9. So this is the second quadratic equation. Now I have negative 30. Okay, and I have 25, and also I have 9 here. So now let's add all of these parts together. So let's add all of these together. So negative 30 plus 25 plus 9 is equal 4. Okay, now do you remember how we do the complete square? Yes, so I told you to do the complete. Okay, let me do for this one. So always you put first square. Do square here, which is x. Do square here for 25, which is 5. Take the sign of b, which is negative. So the answer is x minus 5 squared. So as you can see here. Okay. Now, same thing for the other one. Let me do it here. So as you can see here, first take the square root for y, which is y. Take square root of 9, which is a 3. What's the sign of b is positive? So positive, put the square. So that's what you can see here in the second one. Now, all of that is equal 4. Now, I have x minus 5, x plus 3, and equal to 4. Now, if I ask you, how can I graph this one here? How can I graph all of that? So to graph this one, first step, you need to identify the center. Then second step, you need to identify the radius. So what's the center? We know that 5 is what? Is h. 3 is what? Is k. And always what? Opposite Opposite sign, always opposite sign. So now negative 5 here, it will be what 5? Here plus a 3, so here should be negative a 3. Okay? Now, let's find the radius. So the radius is equal here 4. So what's the square root of 4? Square root of 4 is what? Is equal to 2. So the radius is 2. Now, how can I start the graph? So first, plot the point, the center, H and K, 5 and 3. Negative 3, 5. 5 is here. So this is 1, 2, 3. 5 is here. And negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Now plot the first point, 5 and negative 3. So this is your center. So now from your center, we need to move to the right. Okay, we need to go right, left, up, and down. Everything two steps, two step from each one. So two step to the right, 1, 2 to the right. So put line here. 2 up, 1, 2 here. So put line here. 2 to the left, 1, 2 here. 2 down, so 1 here. So now what you have to do, just connect between the points to draw your circle, and your circle should be like this one here. So this one is your circle. Okay. So as you can see here now, what's the radius of this circle? The radius of circle is 2, and the center here is 3. Sorry, 5 and negative 3. So this is how you can graph or draw the circle. Now let's